Hello and welcome to MotorCult episode 60. I'm Erik Berger, joined as always by my co-host Ryan Zanetsky. Hello, sir.
Hello there.
And we have a guest this week.
Hello there.
Yeah, that's Randy Stern.
Hey.
Yay!
Welcome
You stole my
back.
line, which I stole from you and McGregor.
And
so-
we also have Nick Johannes here in case we need to learn about space.
Yeah, Nick is here as Jana, because Jana's not here.
She has a cold again.
No, she, yes, she does. Now she turned into Nick.
Okay.
I apologize.
Hi,
in
Jana.
advance. Yeah.
Anyhow, how are you doing, Randy?
I'm doing very well, guys.
So
it's good.
We've had you on the books actually for quite a while because it's that time of year
Yes,
where
it's the
you
most
do
wonderful time of the year.
Randy
No, that's
Sings
not true.
Volume 1.
The most wonderful time of the year is Halloween, but anyway.
Well, that's debatable.
Well, it's certainly not Thanksgiving.
That is
Coin
true.
flip, everybody.
Jeez, let's just punt. Anyway, Randy, why don't you tell us what this most wonderful time of year entails with Victory in Reseda?
It is called it's officially called the Victory in Reseda Vehicle of the Year Award.
And what do we know it as?
We know it as hashtag VOTY18, also known as VOTY18.
And that is?
And that, again, that is the Vehicle of the Year Award.
Okay, perfect. I'm really good at fishing.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And you could throw that line back. Anyway.
Excellent. So
So-
I participated in this. I think Ryan did too, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So we participated in the voting. You sent out a round of that.
Actually, though, Ryan was supposed to. Okay, we're gonna
What
go.
was I supposed to do?
Yeah,
I might have forgot something.
yeah, you forgot something. I
What
sent
is
you
I
an
supposed to
email. I was reaching out to media panelist. You said nothing. He said yes.
Oh, oops. I'm sorry.
But you've done this before, so you've done it 2 years ago. I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what the media panel is all about. But let's back up a little bit here.
I responded immediately with the most enthusiastic vehicles on the list.
You certainly did.
Yep. The ones with the manuals and or goodness.
Yeah, same here.
And my colleagues love
Do
me
you have
for
the
it.
original list here? Because what you gave us was the actual, like...
Oh yeah. You have to go back into the site. I'm sorry.
I might have an email from Randy. Let's see if I can pull it up.
Sure. Okay.
derailing your own episode. So Randy, while we're figuring out what's going on with this whole Vody situation, I want to talk about that really awesome car that you drove here. It's in a very not awesome color, but the car itself is great.
This is true. It is the 2019 Toyota Corolla hatchback in the SE trim. It's the 12th generation of the Toyota Corolla, so this is the first offering from that particular generation. It's built off of the new Toyota what the hell is it?
The Toyota Next Generation.
Yeah, next generation architecture. So it's shared with a whole bunch of others, but it's its own car, really. So couple of big things that happened. So this is far from the IM that you probably remember from Scion or
I
as
do
a
remember
Corolla
that. I
IM.
see them all the time. I'm like, that is the same car, but then I looked into it and it really isn't.
No, it's not. They look astonishingly alike, and I've been fooled by people with IMs a lot lately.
Yes.
And I get really excited, and I kind of get let down.
You could buy an IM with a manual, could you not? It's just
Yeah,
a
you
different
can.
Yes,
powertrain.
you certainly can.
Yeah.
It's not as good of a manual,
Right.
but
Probably
no. Whenever
cheaper.
whenever I see an IM, it's like seeing you go up to a car, you're like, those are some dope T37s, and you look, and then they're Rotas.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, those are XXRs.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, yeah, it's the same thing. But anyway,
I'm in the process of pulling up the original ballot, so you guys talk amongst yourselves.
I have it up already.
Yeah, but I'm putting it on the TV.
So the that new Corolla.
Yeah.
Not only does it have a really awesome new 6-speed manual transmission, a non-turbo 2-liter, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, 2-liter 4-cylinder. It also has a really, really good chassis to it, and it handles really well from what I've heard.
It's much better. This is probably the best Corolla I have driven since 1990.
Yeah.
Now, this goes back to the E80 generation.
No, it'd be the FX16 thereabouts.
The FX16.
And the AE
AE 101 is the best.
101's pretty good, but
It's the most reliable vehicle I've ever seen.
very true. That will drive after a nuclear holocaust.
It's nuclear.
But the
Yes, he did.
Well, no, I think the 1990. You'd be thinking of the E90s.
Oh, never mind. You're right.
That's a
80s,
BMW 3 Series.
No, let me flap up. Let me back up a little bit. So the
AE90.
generation of 1980 4 to 1988. My apologies.
Yeah.
So that, but they extended the FX16 for
Yeah, until
quite a
that era.
bit.
So yeah, really, it's the best one since the FX16. So,
Absolutely. This car, the chassis is well sorted. It's a lot better than it's ever been. In fact, I mean, it's really interesting. You talked about the Jetta recently that you had while your other car was in the shop.
yeah,
And I got to ask what generation that is.
B5.
It was
It was a B5 Passat. Oh, you mean the Jetta?
The
No,
Jetta.
the current body style.
so the 19.
No, it was a. Oh, did they just update it?
Yes, as a matter
Okay.
of fact.
So
it's
no,
a
it was.
finalist.
Sorry, it was a 17. Yeah, it was
So
a
it's
17.
it's 6th gen.
yeah,
So
6th gen.
No, because I thought about that. I'm going, wait a minute. Was he talking about the 19 or was he talking about the
No,
last
no, I
gen?
should have specified that. Yeah, no, it was a previous generation.
But none here nor there. I mean, this Corolla actually drives, because last week I had the new Jetta, another new Jetta, the R-Line, and I swear this Corolla drives a hell of a lot better than that car.
Well, that's not that hard.
It's not that hard to do, but the fact is that you expect certain things from
No,
Toyota.
No, you expect.
I mean, from
we've
Volkswagen
been,
and
we've been
Toyota.
conditioned for the last 25 years that Toyotas are going to be boring and that Volkswagens are be the exact same thing, but they'll find a way to make it fun.
Absolutely,
Um,
but here's the new. But this is part of the new wave because the Camry, wholly improved, great car now.
Actually, looks pretty good now too.
Yes, the Avalon is a lot better than the last one, and
They also made the TRD Avalon where they made the entire front bumper out of black plastic mesh.
which is going to be the TRD editions coming up
Yeah.
at the LA Auto Show in 2 weeks. So
Yeah, you'll see what I'm talking about when you're there.
yes. The other thing too is that this Corolla is well sorted. I mean, even though it's a hatchback, and it's ironic.
No, the hatchback's the way to go.
Oh,
yeah,
totally.
I agree.
Hatchback with the manual.
I completely agree. However, you know
Good.
what's going to happen is
Very
that
fine.
What's going to happen is that what happened on Thursday is that they dropped a new sedan, which is on the same platform, shares a lot of the stuff with the hatch. However, it's going to be a longer wheelbase, bigger rear seat, and everything.
I
But
don't know.
and of course
I don't like that.
they're going to keep the 2-liter now. 2-liter has 168 horsepower. That is the most horsepower in Corolla history, if I'm not mistaken, because wasn't the AE86?
No, they had the 2ZZ.
Yes,
in
yes.
the
XRS?
XRS, yeah, that was more.
Yeah.
Was that ever here?
Of
Yeah,
course.
that was, yep.
Yeah, we got it in the Vibe GT. We got it in the Matrix XRS, the Corolla XRS, the Lotus Elise.
Oh, that's
the
right. That
Celica
engine.
GTS.
That engine. I'm sorry. I
Yep.
blanked out.
But however, there's one major difference between the Corolla XRS and this one. The Corolla XRS, as fantastic as it is, nobody knew about because it was completely indiscernible from the normal one. And this one, even the normal one, looks fantastic. I think that the body style in this Corolla is the perfect in-between between the ridiculousness of the new generation of Civic and the blandness of the Golf.
I completely agree with you, and I will say that there's definitely some advantages with Corolla over with the cars you mentioned, and we can also go through a whole list of vehicles that are in its class.
I love journalists because they say, like, if they're referencing a Toyota Corolla, they'll say the problem with Corolla, not the problem with the Corolla.
Did I say the problem with Corolla?
No, but like Randy did. And
Yeah.
like that's a consistent thing across the board.
Every
with
journalist
journalists.
does that, yeah.
Like the consistent issue with Camry, like they'll say it as just like the name of the. It's such an interesting thing.
Except for one thing is that luckily half of us don't smoke, so it would have been like, the problem with Corolla is...
Do you vape though?
No, I
Bro,
do. Which-
no. Bro, no.
Oh, how are you going to visit the haberdashery in earnest?
That's true. Yeah, what are you gonna
exactly.
do? Anyway, so I think that this Corolla really, I want it to do absolutely just astonishing and just blow everybody away.
Me too.
I really think that
Sorry, pound. Me too.
if there is any if there is any reason that this Corolla does not do well, it is 100% the fault of their marketing department.
Yep.
There is no reason that car should not outsell the Golf, the Civic, the Barrage.
May I offer a congruent product that's also coming to market right now that's also amazing and also depends wholly on that? The Genesis G70 6-speed.
Yes, that is very true. Which also, I think that was on Randy's list, which we probably should
No,
get back
it's
to.
not.
It's not, but it's
actually.
on my list.
It's on his list, and it should be on my list for 2019.
Yeah,
but,
I hope so.
But
I'd
we
like to see
digress.
Yep, that happens a lot.
We digress, but I will say let me say one last thought on the Corolla is that I'll tell you what I would love to see in the Corolla, because the opportunity is there and the chassis is just fantastic. They need a GTI-like car, an enthusiast special, meaning that
they do, and they don't give it to us actually. The Yaris GRMN.
Yes, I know, but I'm talking about taking an engine like the GRMN, drop it in the Corolla hatch, sell it to America, because I'll tell you what, Toyota will get all the general consumers they will get off both hatchback and the sedan.
That's actually, you do have a very good point with that.
So because you know where I'm leading to, Toyota needs enthusiasts. Now, 2 weeks in LA, they're going to have the TRD editions of the Camry and the TRD editions of the Avalon. That's not enough. It's great. It's chassis package and everything. What I'm really looking for is a TRD Corolla hatch with a 200 plus horsepower engine.
I think they should put the 2GR FSE in that thing and just call it good.
The Yaris GRMN engine?
The 3.5 V6.
Oh, the 3.5 V6 would be hilarious.
Oh, but if you could fit the thing in there.
You definitely could.
So this is, you have a very good point about them needing the enthusiast. And, this is the thing, is they keep pushing the Avalons and the Camrys on enthusiasts. Last year at SEMA, they only had Camrys, which is really stupid.
It is weird.
But
they're pretty fun.
But all right, this is the thing. This has been a historic thing. Back in the 90s, they had the Camry Coupe touring car, and then they had and then they put when they made the second generation Camry, they had the Celica engine. Historically, regardless of what they've ever done with the Camry, it has never resonated ever with car enthusiasts. I really think Toyota should drop trying to make the Camry an enthusiast car, because they just historically have not been able to.
Yeah.
And I really
it's
think
a shame, because the V6 drivetrains have always been enthusiast grade.
No, it's true. That's exactly it. And that's the logic behind it, but historically they've just not been able to get the chassis to comply with it.
Right.
Now, they're sitting on a car right now with the Corolla that absolutely has everything that you would ever want from a hot hatch. Mm-hmm. It just needs to be put in the microwave.
Agreed.
And yeah, that's why I think. I mean,
this analogy's great.
Even if they didn't put a ton of effort into it, that 1.8 liter supercharged from the Yaris GRMN, that's a 200 horsepower engine.
Easily.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean that's just it comes out of the factory, 209 horsepower. And
wow, getting 30 horsepower with the supercharger on a
1.8. Yeah, but that's the thing. That would work perfectly, because that's about how much power a 2-liter turbo in the GTI has.
Yep.
And they could compete with a Golf R and then make a more ridiculous version of the 2-liter.
And by the way, on the subject of the RSGRMN, go on YouTube, Drive Tribe, and
yes, I just watched that.
The unboxing
on the way here.
Well, sorry, before I came here, I was almost late because I wanted to finish it.
The unboxing by James May.
That was so funny.
Hilarious.
It was in my recommendations, but I didn't watch it.
Imagine me opening up a box.
I don't want to watch that.
It is literally that.
Good morning, viewers.
Yeah. And basically that's how he starts, and then he tells you about the importance of styrofoam. It was great.
Dude, I feel like you and James May could have an awkward love child together.
I'm pretty sure that James May is my biological father.
Something golden cock.
Yeah, basically. Anyway, so yes, the Corolla definitely needs enthusiasts. That's what's going to be the determining factor for if this car actually does anything, is the enthusiast. I really think Akito Toyota, he's got his finger on the pulse of what enthusiasts want, except for
the finger on the balls or the pulse?
Pulse.
Okay. I heard balls.
Finger in the rectum.
Oh. Ooh, this hatch is quite warm. Let's microwave it a bit.
Exactly. No,
we broke Randy.
But no, I think if there's any outside of Mazda,
it looks like Randy's going down on his laptop
I think we're gonna kill Randy to here.
Hello, nurse.
Wow.
But no, I think outside of Mazda, if there is a company right now that has the management that will actually make something right, I think it's Toyota. Because Akito Toyota, when he became manager, the CEO, first thing he did is he had everybody in the engineering department drive his 1980 Corolla, and he said, "Make this."
But new.
Yeah, but new.
But I mean, with modern regulations, like that's tough to do.
And that's what they've done.
Yeah.
Is they've made a car, but he was like, I want to have the same driving feel. I want to have that connection to the road. I want, the compliance. I want to, be comfortable to drive, and I want to be, fun at the same time.
A good all-rounder.
Exactly. And I think that Akito Toyota, he knows that enthusiasts are going to want a hot hatch version of the Corolla. I have complete faith that they're going to make it. And even the only reason that the Supra is completely automatic is 100% of its competition is completely automatic. And they're just trying to keep up with the times.
I'm sad
Which,
now.
it sucks, but that's what it is. And I hope that they do make a manual, because I've got faith that Akito Toyota will probably listen to everybody that's complaining that there's no manual option and make a manual.
Worst case, though, pretty sure BMW still makes a manual transmission that bolts up to all those
Yeah,
powertrains.
the new Z4 has a manual.
So we'll be able to manual swap those.
They'll
for
make
the
a manual
foreseeable
for
future.
it.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go through the Vody 18, the original long list of cars.
Oh my God, we'll be here for an hour.
Well, we're not going to go through it literally.
Well, let's just go over what's on it. I'm going to bring it back up on the TV here.
Because the ones I voted for, I don't think any of the things I voted for actually made it.
No, because you weren't on the media thing, but the final ballot's up. But
Oh, really? Okay.
so,
Yeah.
but you
Alfa
can
Romeo Giulia. I'm assuming this is not the Quadrifoglio, even though that's the one you drove.
Okay, I'm going to tell you one rule that I have on all this, and this is something I had to reiterate 20 million times back in
That's a lot of times.
2014. Thank you. I got the same
good at
question over
counting.
and over again. So when 2014, when the Dodge Challenger won, I had to make clear that it's all models, all trims, all engines. So when you vote for the Challenger, if you're thinking Hellcat,
My
you vote
votes
for
were
Challenger.
very conditional.
So, yeah. Well, the other
You're
thing...
not like everyone else.
All right, so this is the thing with having all models. I was said to Berger when we started actually doing reviews here, I want to review base models and go on like Turo and like find base models. And the reason for this,
Like fleet spec base.
yeah, what because the OEMs
Steelies.
can't hide behind a bunch of whiz bang gizmos to try and excite me. Because they're going to have the most basic version of their car.
When we eventually get a tagline for MotorCult, it better goddamn have whiz bang in it.
Whiz bang gizmos.
A whiz bang podcast about tangents, you see?
But no, because, like somebody like Mitsubishi here saying that all trim levels, that would make a massive difference in what the car is. Because a base model Outlander Sport versus a fully loaded Outlander Sport are two completely different cars.
Yes, I'm fully aware of that. But the thing is that when I talk about awarding an award, and
No.
keep in mind, Motor Trend does this. Everybody
No.
does this.
I mean, I agree with you. That's how I would do it as well. Because then you're gonna have somebody like the Dodge Demon that just dominates everything, but realistically is not an attainable vehicle.
Correct. So anyway, while you guys are looking at the original 41, I want to go through the process of this whole thing. So you're looking at the original 41. There's some qualifiers that get these 41. So I have to, I look at all the other vehicles that I work with, and qualified is that where is it published?
I'm going to go ahead and get rid of a
all
few
that.
things on here so I can fit it all in one view. Because there's a few things in here that are just awful.
That's gonna. Anyway, let's move on. Let me just go through this here. So, this is not the first Vody. The first Vody was in 2007. At the time, I felt another award was a great idea, and it has grown to the idea that a small media outlet, Victor and Reseda, is audacious enough
That's
to
you.
crown. Yes, why it is. That is audacious enough to crown a best of award in the automotive industry with the public's input. Not a lot of awards have an actual public vote. It's usually a group of guys from the magazine
Or gals.
or lady or gals or anyone. They're from that publication. They all get together.
This is a PC podcast, Randy.
I'm aware of that now. Usually it's guys, but shout out to all the great women journalists that are out there. But bottom line is that, so everybody comes in the room, they say, we just drove all these cars, let's decide on which one's great. Okay, that one. All right, cool. No, I said I wanted the public's input, so I put together a poll, and it's been working since 2007. So And the other emphasis is that the industry loves accolades. They love awards. They like to be stroked, and they like to find out that their car is awesome. So
Ryan also likes to be stroked.
No, that was the industry responding to their
Responding
stroking.
to the stroking.
Touch it.
hashtag me too.
Pound me too, Randy. We're PC here.
Yes. Anyway, so Vody has been received well by the industry since 2011, and they love getting this award. Volvo was great. It's like, well, we're back to back. I said, here's your new one. Thank you, voters. So the process. So you're looking at this list. These are the qualified vehicles that's been drummed down to 41, and they've been selected to go nominated.
I narrowed it down to
long
36
list.
better ones.
Well,
Just so it fits on the screen.
36.
Well, they're the ones that weren't getting voted for anymore.
Yeah, like
so.
I took out the Mitsubishis because they weren't the Mirage. I took out the F-150 because nobody cares. And like the Kia Sorento, that's not new, right?
No, it's 19. They did a revision.
Okay, yeah,
So,
but nobody's going to vote for that.
There's a lot of rules I can get into right now. But I want to
Fine.
get to the
Anyway,
point.
I've improved the list slightly so it fits on the screen.
So now each of them, before they go to the media panel, I have to go through all my reviews, and then I have to score them in eight objective
excused.
categories. Driveline, design, driving dynamics, comfort, tech, safety, efficiency, and value. Now, of course, there's a lot of aspects in each one of these, and they're scored on a scale of 0 to 5, with a possible 40 points maximum for a perfect score. I am going to reveal live that none of these cars got a perfect 40. The highest score that a few of them got was 30.
That'd be all the Mazdas.
That would be other cars too. So
I'm not sure I understand.
Shut up, Cortana.
that was
I don't know
Siri.
whose that was.
That was Siri.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, mine's the Australian lady, so I guess I don't recognize the regular Siri voice anymore.
Thank you, Siri, for interrupting. So now we got it from the long list. I sent a ballot, as you see on the screen.
Yes.
The entire nominee list to several media professionals, actually 14 in total.
And then us as well.
You're a part of the 14.
Oh.
13 and a half. He's kind of halfway there.
And then, and of course, there's also social media influencers that are part of this.
That's me. Okay, fine.
All right. Most are actual working journalists who work around the same number of vehicles that I do. So they gave me their selections using that ballot towards a final score to determine the finalists. And also there's a social media traffic and engagement score, for which I take a look at the traffic of vehicles, of images from the cars or whatever. And
Calm down.
yeah, darn it, my fingers are like flying all over the place.
Oh my.
This is isn't it PG-13, this podcast?
We're trying to now.
Yeah, we're trying to. And
We're
you're-
like easing from NC-17 through R to PG-13.
yeah, that's true.
All right, so no cursing then. Okay.
No cursing.
You
So-
can, but like light cursing would be better than heavy cursing.
We have one F-bomb, and I'm going to have to use it for the next segment. So
So,
been reserved.
our one F-bomb is reserved.
may I suggest a 7-second delay? All right. Okay.
That's what I think Twitch uses.
Yes. Okay. So. yeah,
Also, hello, Twitch viewers. Hopefully some of you are here from Victory and Reseda.
Hello, industrious little fellows.
hi, Twitch. There you are.
I just waved at all 4 cameras. Okay, good.
So Facebook,
We're now off the air in the
Instagram.
United States.
All right.
Oh, Canada and Australia for me, but
Pound them too.
We are only allowed in Libya.
wow. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, website, maximum 10 points for engagement score. Now, of course, once that's all calculated, the finalists determined, and we're now in the final vote. So, and can we reveal the finalist on your screen?
Yes, we can. Let me bring up the screen grab. Let's wait for the encoding to stabilize. And bam.
There we go. Well, you
Kia.
just have to scroll. You have to scroll through.
Randy, the hardware is limited here. We've got a lot going on.
Well, that's a teaser.
Well, I know. That's the Kia Stinger GT wheel.
Well, yes, we know that.
How on earth did that truck end up there?
Good
Because
question.
it's brand new.
No. Okay, good question, and I'm about to address that.
Yeah,
You see, here's what happened was that when we were going through the voting from the media panel, is that there was a four-way tie for the last part, because the 4 out of 5 were pretty much locked.
We like winners and losers here on MotorCult, Randy. We do not like ties.
Yeah, and that's why I had to go back to the panel to say, hey, guys, I need to get your opinion on one more slot. Here's the 4 that are tied. And
That's
now,
how I would have done
so-
it.
so-
I would have grabbed some
This
random.
is far too democratic.
I would have literally gone to McDonald's and would have said, "Hey, you got the drive-through. What do you like more? The Sorento, the Stinger, the Expedition, or the Mirage?" And he'd say the Mirage, because I can special financing, and then the Mirage would win.
Yep.
however, it didn't
Outside
end up that
resources.
way. And I could tell you that if you want to blame someone on the expedition, blame it on the media panel.
Boo!
All right, I blame you, other 12 people on the media panel.
what-
Yeah,
I'm pretty confident Ryan didn't vote for that. So.
I didn't vote for any of it because I completely forgot that I got the email and Randy didn't message me again about it.
Whoops.
Hey, I was too busy. What are you talking about? But the thing is that there's a lot of people on the media panel that
I need
really,
handlers.
I think you're mispronouncing
That's called
fluffers.
Jana.
I know, and she didn't know that I got this. This is what happens when she's
I'm
not
not
around.
messaging Jana for you. I'm sorry, but
Oh my god! I just looked at how many people are logged onto this Google Doc right now. It's a lot.
How many?
I think it's 5 people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, sorry, that's my tangent.
all right. So moving right along. So now, yes. So the expedition is because the media panel loved it so much. There's
I'm
several.
gonna scroll right on past that because I don't care about that vehicle.
All right. So
Yeah, the
there's
rest of the
your number
cars. The
2.
rest of the cars are really good. Hey, what were the 4 cars that were actually tied?
Let me take a look. I have to go to my email.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what I would have said for the tiebreaker. I'm curious.
Okay. Yep. Let me scroll. I have a lot of emails from everybody
This
here.
Der Kia Stinger, yeah.
But yeah, so the while he's doing that, it looks like the Kia Stinger's also on here.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what's
so
on the screen right now.
so the 4 vehicles that were tied for that 5th spot that I went back to
It's
it.
not a good list.
Yeah, Ford Expedition, Hyundai Kona, the new Lexus ES, and the Volkswagen Passat.
Jesus Christ.
Is it bad that I don't want any of those?
No, that's
I'm glad because
No,
you didn't
they-
respond.
no.
Yes, I did.
That's the thing is
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
I didn't
Burger, you
I responded within like 15 minutes of you sending the ballot. I absolutely did. And you also replied to that.
No. I'm talking about when I asked for you guys for the last 4.
Oh, I didn't get that email then.
Yeah, I rarely check my email because it's usually just spam or like something I'm already getting sent to me.
No, I check it,
Person.
but Randy, when you sent the first email, you were concerned that it wasn't necessarily getting to everyone, and I got it, so I
Yeah,
wasn't
well, I
worried
finally
about it.
got
The
the-
second one, I don't know if I got that. one.
Anyway,
Yeah, so
we got 4 more finalists to look at.
Well, hang on. So that list, it was the Lexus ES and what was that last one? No, it was the Lexus ES was the last one. I think.
No, it was Volkswagen
The
Passat.
Passat. That is the most tragic list of finalists. I don't blame him for putting on that truck now. It makes sense now.
Yeah, I would take the Expedition over pretty
Yeah.
much any of those, unless the Kona is the EV that's up and coming.
No.
No, it wasn't.
Well, the thing is, it's a crossover. It's
Yeah.
automatically off the list.
Yep.
And then you have the Lexus ES, which
Uh-oh.
is just an expensive Camry, and then you have
Clicked on the Kia Stinger Flickr photo.
there we go.
then you have the Camry, or the Lexus ES, which is a Camry in a fat suit, and then a Passat,
Okay.
which is just not good.
no, not anymore. Not
Yeah.
anymore.
I would
Well, I
say
mean, it's closer to an Avalon now, but I mean, it's still.
It's built off the same platform, the Avalon. The 19
Yeah, but the Camry and
ES
the
is
Avalon-
amazing.
They share
well,
the same platform.
yeah,
though.
and
They all
that's
do.
that's fine and dandy. But I could just get the same car for like way less money by buying the Toyota version.
Speaking of Lexus, look who we got as a finalist.
Now that's a much better.
Yeah, the
Lexus.
LC500 is much better.
Yeah, that actually,
That is rear wheel drive
I was
at a V8.
that I think would be the
That's the
only
latest of the Intercept, is there?
that.
Boy,
What I like about that is, I think it's probably the last or the only Lexus to pull off the Predator face grille.
And can we just say that this is the much better version than the hybrid one?
Yes. That's very
This
true.
is much better.
I agree completely with that, by the way. That is the only good application of that grill I think I've seen.
It never
Because
looks
it's
good.
smaller. Like the
Yeah.
frontal area of the LC is just that much closer to the ground, and I think the spindle actually works with that.
You know,
You go
I-
to like the Land Cruiser one. Is it
Yeah.
the LX 570? That thing's got like an 8-foot tall spindle
Well,
on it.
also-
It's just like, oh my goodness.
If you look at the
I need an adult.
if you look at the IS, even this is much.
Well, the IS is the squinty eyes.
Yeah, but this one's not as busy of a front end, because that takes up so much real estate and it's got so much going on with it. If you put too much stuff like around it, it begins to look like a Civic Type R. It's just too busy. Or it's just too much, or like a 25th anniversary edition Countach. So yeah, that one definitely looks the best.
And we're off the air in Asia.
No, I'm a Lexus IS.
But then so there's the Kia Stinger as well.
Keep scrolling. There's more.
Yeah, you got the Kia Stinger, which we all know is probably the best Korean car ever.
Oh.
Right now, I don't.
Thus far,
The G70's out now.
Now
that's out.
This next,
Currently the best Korean vehicle ever made, I can say with confidence, would be the Stinger. The only runner-up, I would say, is the 1974 Hyundai Pony.
The
with,
G70's out.
oh, is it? Okay, well,
I
sorry.
haven't seen one in the dealership.
The next story, check it.
But
We'll
anyway,
talk about
we'll
it.
get to it.
No, I'm just saying. I'm not trying to cut Randy short. I'm just saying, like that. is the
we're
best.
not we're not at that yet.
Fine.
And I think the only other Korean car that'd be
Now my
anywhere
eyes hurt.
near as cool. Well, that's your fault. Nobody's. I'm not feeling sorry for you. at
Lexus
all.
IS.
But no, the only other Korean car that's any good would be the 1974 Hyundai Pony with the Giorgetto Giugiaro body.
I
style.
disagree.
That kind of looks like a DeLorean.
Ooh, Mazda 6. Okay, that's fine.
Yes. So the Mazda 6. This
Do
one
these
is.
not have fog lights anymore?
No, they do have an option for it.
Or are those LED strips? Or are those chrome?
Those are chrome, but
Okay.
I think they put them right there where that blank space is. But
Okay.
This is the
okay.
car you got really excited about when I posted a photo of when I had it.
Yeah.
You were really excited about this.
Because that car's awesome. I love the Mazda 6.
And this one's even, the one I reviewed was actually even better. It's got the turbo, it's the Signature, which is the more luxurious interior. So we're talking about higher quality.
I don't care.
I
about
know,
that.
but I
the
care.
turbo I care about. The manual
turbo.
transmission I care about.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, that 310 pound-feet of torque is
The last bastion
amazing.
of hope.
Yeah. Mazda is.
No, it also has 310 foot-pounds of torque.
I don't
Probably. The Cruise diesel hatchback 6
Yeah,
speed.
but the
No, that doesn't have that much.
Fine.
No, the Mazda 6, I think, is probably the best car on this list so far, other than that Lexus, like by far.
Is this available with a manual still?
Yes.
Then yes,
In
it
the
is.
sport.
Yeah, you
Sure.
can get
Then it's the best car.
every Mazda except for
What's
I think
next?
every Mazda I think
Oh,
except for the CX-9 is available to manual.
This car wins right here. That one.
Would you scroll to the last one for
no,
the sake of people?
I don't.
No,
I don't.
it's a Volkswagen Jetta. It's awful looking. It's
That's
just,
as much as they get because it's that
is an atrocious.
it gets way too offensive beyond there. So
Car is so bad. It wants to be a Skoda, a Skoda Superb so bad.
Same guy probably designed that one too.
well, like in the past, Skodas have been like the outdated Volkswagen models repurposed and rebranded
Yeah.
for the Spain sale, and now they're taking an old Skoda and they're making it the
No,
current Volkswagen
it's not for Spain. It's for that's a Czech one.
or Croatia,
Yeah.
whatever it is. I don't know.
But yes, Skoda is. No, Skoda's the one where they also told them to knock it off because they're making their cars for cheaper and better than the actual Volkswagen
There
versions.
we go. I made this better. For the,
It's missing one.
Yeah, basically that's how it's supposed to look. Yeah, I mean that.
now we don't have to look at that horrible Volkswagen.
So really, we have got three contenders here. We've got the Stinger, we've got the Lexus LC, and the Mazda
the
6,
middle three.
and then two cars that are firmly off of podium.
So here's the thing. Now that we talked about this,
Those
it's
three.
your turn. So what everybody who's listening to this podcast should go to randystern.net and go to that post you just saw on the video, and then you go to vote.
I'll post it in the Twitch comments too.
Yes, that'd be great. So, just
I'm actually voting right now.
yes, just go to the polls. Your vote counts. We will be announcing the winner on the 28th, so you have until the 27th.
Hey, Burger, let's stack our votes. Are you voting for the Mazda 6 or Lexus LC?
Mazda 6
Okay,
manual.
cool.
You guys should jump in too, voting.
Corey's playing.
I know
He's getting
sports
teabagged
ball.
by a 12-year-old.
It's not going well.
Oh man, yes.
Can I say that I've improved the wireless network here substantially?
Yeah, it is noticeable.
Yes, indeed. So the Vody 18 winner will be announced on the 28th.
I can't wait to see the Mazda 6. That's be great.
Okay, so for those going to the website, click on the Vody, and then at the bottom in the description of that story, you can go vote.
Yes, and then just click on there. Go to Survey. It's powered by Survey Monkey.
And then vote for the Mazda 6 because it's the only one with a manual transmission.
And
That's true.
And incidentally, powered by Survey Monkey, who's been a partner of VNR and Vody since 2014. They've been great partners in doing the polls. They're great. So, and also you can do a free poll by going to surveymonkey.com.
I use those for TC BMW. It's fabulous.
Exactly. So, the Vody, as I was trying to mention, the Vody 18 winner will be announced on the 28th.
It'll be the Mazda 6.
And if you want to celebrate with us, come to Joey Nova's in Tonka
And celebrate
Bay.
the Mazda 6.
As Vody Vehicle of the Year 2018.
Mazda 6.
Manual transmissions.
Mazda
Feel-
6.
Feel alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. I don't know if I like that more or less than Zoom Zoom, but okay.
I like Zoom Zoom. Zoom Zoom is
Yeah, Feel Alive just sounds a little creepy. I don't know. But
Yeah, but anyway, like I said, stop by Joey Nova's on 28th. We'll be celebrating the end of the editorial year along with the winner.
which will be this car on the screen right
good. You
here.
know, come to think of it, yeah. Now we're talking about the Feel Alive. It does feel like I'm getting an ad for a house of ill repute rather
like,
than like a car.
Oh, What a Feeling, the Toyota one from the 80s.
Yeah, I like that one. Yep.
And if you're listening or watching from Mazda North American operations, my sincere
Your car
apologies.
wins.
Yeah. Your car wins. I love Mazda, but no, actually,
If you're listening from Kia or Hyundai North America, put a dang manual in your Kia Stinger.
yeah. I think actually the
They're
most
listening.
the most
Good. Put a manual in that car. Read the internet comments.
another ad slogan that I liked,
Okay.
but was very unfortunately timed, was Toyota moving forward.
Oh.
Because that was right during their
The unintended acceleration?
yeah, this is like moving forward indefinitely.
Which turned out to just be people with like bunched up floor mats and not knowing how to
No,
step on a brake pedal.
it wasn't even that. It was the connector for the wireless throttle
Okay.
would corrode. It would short out and it wouldn't read that you're off the gas.
All right, but those things have two circuits inside of them.
But this is the thing that it was it was actual plug connector going to the pedal, and that's what the issue was, and that's what they had to fix. And yeah, now they've got like a whole redundant system to take
Oh,
care
like
of
Bosch's had since the inception of the electronic throttle?
Yeah, it's weird.
Weird.
that. But anyway,
Just turn the car off too.
you could, but
That's too easy.
my computer's
Oh,
fighting with me,
not
as
the small
usual.
computer.
all right. Anyway, Berger, tell us about the G70.
Okay.
We're all hot to trot about it.
Well, we just talked about the Stinger. I'm like, what would make that car better? A 6-speed manual.
Well, I meant more the the entire time we're talking about Vody. You were talking about G70.
I mentioned it once. So yeah, that's basically the same thing you just said.
But
But anyway, so the first reviews are actually coming in on these things now, and it's fabulous. So what it is, I mean, it's the same exact base price as a BMW 320.
yeah,
But it gives you a 2-liter turbo. It
Yep.
gives you factory radar cruise. It gives you like a heated seat package, heated steering wheel. Like it gives you all this tech and way more power. So it gives you like 330 level power.
there's another thing that it's got going for it that BMW doesn't.
Manual transmission.
Yes.
Which comes with a mechanical limited slip differential.
And one other thing.
Launch control.
No, this is completely separate.
2 other things then.
You can fix it with a hammer.
Yes, you can.
That's the big difference. Because a lot of people go to the BMW because they want all that stuff, which they're no longer getting, but they want all that stuff, and they put up with the maintenance.
Right.
This is the one where you're not putting up with the maintenance. You have basically Mitsubishi maintenance because it's designed
Exactly.
off like a 10-year-old Mitsubishi engine.
And the main thing with that is since you're buying a Hyundai Kia product, you can fix it with a hammer and or regular wrenches. You don't need a fiber optic special computer system like BMW. Wow, thank you, The Drive, for
Yeah,
putting a
oh my
full screen
God.
video ad on that I'm not showing.
Thank you, Time Warner.
But no, so yeah, basically you're buying you're trading the badge
Yeah.
for equipment, power, and a manual.
Yeah. I think a car like that is the sort of car that separates the car enthusiasts from the people that just want to show off, like the posers. to use a term from mid 2000s skateboarding. You're
Are they wearing Etnies shoes?
Yeah, probably.
Cool.
But no, they're probably the same people it used to. But no, you're separating the actual car enthusiasts that actually want a driving feel and everything versus the people that just see a BMW in a hip hop music video and go, I want a BMW.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I am not the typical buyer, but I mean, if I were in the market, and realistically, it's feasible that somebody in my age demographic would be shopping for a BMW.
Oh my God.
I hate the drive.
We are never featuring another drive article on this podcast ever again.
No, I don't. I need to install it.
Well, no, even if you do.
This is just proving the point for ad block right here. And luckily, it's not streaming this right now, so nobody else is getting what we're getting, but it's terrible. Never go to the drive. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. So it's possible that somebody just like me. Oh, my God. Yeah.
You just missed the tobacco industry.
If you're any,
I don't even know how to. I don't know how to mute this.
Close out that and just close it
Oh,
out.
wait, nope, there, I got it. There's a button on the top of Firefox. Thank you, Firefox.
so
thank you,
stupid.
Firefox.
I'm going to use my one F-bomb. Fuck the drive.
Well, I guess we're not going to be talking about my topic
And if
now.
you're a friend of mine, if you're a friend of mine listening to this podcast and you work for Drive, I again apologize.
No.
No, you're not allowed to apologize for that.
I love the drive. It's one of my favorite
Turn
websites.
off your mandatory autoplay video ads.
But no, it's one of those things. If I'm in the bathroom and I'm scrolling through the drive on my phone, I have to turn the media off on my phone. Otherwise, you're gonna have super loud ads against like vaping or for Jeff Sessions or something. Like, I don't want that. Like, that's super annoying.
That is
and
a
that
very...
That actually will make me not
is
go
so
to the
left
drive.com because that makes me super
So anyway-
irritated. It's the same reason I don't go to superstreetonline.com anymore. Anyway,
Don't
sorry.
buy a 320i. Buy a Genesis G70 6-speed. Vote with your money at the dealer.
Yeah,
Go
I
do it.
absolutely
Otherwise,
concur.
they'll keep dying. And even though I dislike how this website handled this, I hope they also do what they do in Canada, which Corey actually sent me this at the beginning of the day here. In Canada, they deliver your vehicle to you in a plexiglass-sided trailer.
That's great.
Ooh,
It's
I
very
love it.
cool. If I scroll down a
Well-
bit, I'll probably get another autoplay video ad.
It's kind of like with the the whole Miata FRS
There
and
it is.
everything is you really need to vote for your money because
Seriously.
these manufacturers are going out on a limb. If you don't buy it, if you say I really want this and then you don't go and buy it,
Right. It's like every time they brought a diesel anything here, I'm like, oh, I would totally buy that, and then you don't. Or like
Yeah.
they bring a wagon, like, I would totally buy that, and you don't.
Yeah, no, that's why people don't listen to car enthusiasts anymore. Really,
Let me say one thing about the G70. First of all, I had a very good look at one back in October at Audubon Country Club, and I'm
And
going
it's
to tell you
amazing.
this: I am in love. And the reason for that is
Very handsome car.
it looks great.
it is a wonderful car. It's got some great curves. It's very compelling looking. And I love the prospect of this being a leader. Now, okay, I'm going to really jump on the deep end here is that I would love to see this outsell a lot of its competition, i.e., the 3 Series, the C Class, the A4.
Yeah.
The list goes on and
I
on.
think
The
it
IS.
easily could. I mean, the
But-
value proposition and the interior of this thing is beautiful.
This is what Lexus was doing, 20 years
Oh,
ago.
yeah. But here's the kicker. This is what Hyundai needs to do with Genesis. And they promising this in the next maybe 2 or 3 years. They need to make dedicated showrooms, dedicated people.
Yes.
And I'm not talking, let's go to a Hyundai dealer and find out if they saw a G70. Oh, you don't?
No, it's like DiTomaso with Ford.
That's
Exactly.
true. The dealer experience and a Hyundai Kia dealer, you're never going to get somebody from Audi or BMW.
Exactly. So what they need to do is fix it. They need signage right now. They need dedicated spaces. They need to present the 3 models when they start, especially when the G70 starts coming to the dealerships. This car deserves every inch. What's killing Genesis right now is the dealership experience because you have to go to the website or to their app to find out where to go. And not every Hyundai dealer in the United States has that space or staff to say, I want a G90 or a G70, and that person's the person on point.
So do the Canadian model where you ship them to a Hyundai Kia dealer and you pay one person on staff with a Ford Super Duty and that acrylic trailer and you just drive them to the test drive.
So with
Yes.
that dealership experience, that is a very important thing.
Extremely important.
If you ever go to, having worked at a dealership previously, if you go to somewhere like a Subaru dealership or a Mazda dealership, the Subaru dealership is have a lot of people that are into like going out camping, and you have some people that are into like amateur rally that are working on the show floor. Like outside of Maurice Minnetonka Subaru, I'd never seen a show floor where you had 3 people that were previously mechanics that went to sales. I'd never seen a professional rally driver as a car salesman. I had never seen somebody that previously worked at like Grimspeed working on a sales floor. If you go to somewhere like literally any Hyundai dealership, you're getting a bunch of mattress salesmen that decided today I'm gonna sell a car. Because it's just a widget to a lot of these salespeople. And what Genesis is going to need is you need a salesperson that doesn't look at a car as a widget, but looks at a car from an enthusiast perspective.
Agree, and not just an enthusiast perspective, but a premium car experience
Yes,
perspective.
exactly.
But
A BMW salesman.
this
Yeah.
is what this
Yeah.
is why Lexus and Infiniti right off the gate in 1989 they said, look, we're going to do our own showrooms. We're going to have our own salespeople. We're going to have our own sales channels, our service channel,
at how athletic it
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Genesis has not done that yet. We're waiting.
That's true.
We're waiting, folks. Now, I will say that I'm looking to bring this in next year, 19. I am very excited about this car. But again, in order for this car to be successful, you have to be able to market. The advertising will be on point. Don't worry about the advertising. It is the showroom experience, and that's going to be
the killer.
And you need to step that up.
I was looking at when the Stinger first came out. There were
Yeah.
a lot of people posting on Reddit cars. They're like, I wanted to go test drive it. I was actually in the market for this car, and like they were complaining about like, oh, you can't test drive it unless you have financing secured and things like that. They're treating it like you're going to test drive a McLaren or an M car.
Yeah, and really,
These people are just being like totally pushed away. I'm like, I don't even want the car anymore because like the dealer experience was that bad.
that's the thing. When I was working at Subaru, there were salespeople that would try to be like that with the STI. And those were the 2 or 3 people that we had that were basically widget salesmen. But to any of the car enthusiast ones, you'd be like, hey, listen, we have this STI. It's new, it's super low miles. This car costs a ton in insurance. However, we have a used one that's identical. Let's test drive that one just because we have so many people that come in here. And you have to be upfront and straightforward about it. Be like, listen, these cars are crazy and expensive to insure when they're on the sales floor. We have everybody and their mom coming through. If we had everybody that comes in to test drive the new STIs, every one of our STIs would be out of warranty by the time you buy it.
All right.
So just here, this is a perfectly good, it's a 2017. I'll tell you what's different in the 2018. It's got yellow calipers. Like, let's go take it out for a drive, see how you like it. If you like it, let's move on to the brand new one and then continue with that. It's just one of those things where it's like if you go to a Porsche dealership and you're looking to get a Porsche, they're not going to hassle you to test drive a Macan or the Cayman. Like they're not going to hassle you to test drive the lower trim levels, and those are the ones that'd be competing with a.
They
upscale
don't even hassle
Kia.
you to drive a 911. They just don't.
No, it's just that's a car they sell.
Right.
And I think if you put this car on a pedestal, fine. If you make it so people can't test drive it, that's not okay. You're costing yourself sales.
And that's part of the issue with. I mean, it's partially the consumer's fault because
Yes.
they don't put their money where their mouth is, but it's also a manufacturer and dealer fault because the manufacturer, a lot of the time, when they bring us what we want, they include it with an option package that we don't want.
Yes.
Or something like that. And the dealership experience, they make us go somewhere we don't want to go and deal with people we don't want to deal with.
They make it very hard.
They do.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I think
direct-to-consumer market would be, I think, a really good idea for Genesis.
and that's a really good point. I think we were talking about not last episode before last, millennials in the car market and buying used cars. Mm-hmm. A lot of millennials don't want to deal with that garbage.
No, they don't.
Like buying a new car when you can save yourself. You can keep yourself from getting hit with depreciation. You can save yourself the pain in the ass, and then you just go buy a used one that has like 95% of what you want, and then like.
And you don't have to go to the dealer.
Yeah, and then like the carbon fiber mirror caps you can order from the parts department and put on yourself.
Right.
Like, or
No,
whatever.
I'm right there
weird
with
part
you.
want.
I mean, it's a simple solution, but it's an expensive one.
And actually, yeah,
But they
I
have
think
to commit to it, and I think they know that.
I think with Hyundai and the Genesis, if they took the Genesis and they changed their show floor structure to be more marketed towards millennials, that could really revolutionize their sales.
They were doing something, and I remember being in the press conference for that one, is they were starting to utilize an app to do that, which would ease the anxiety for millennials. Say, look, I got an app. Okay, I'll go to Hyundai. Oh, I'm interested in the new Santa Fe. That's great. Okay. So they're using the app instead of having to have the anxiety of walking through a showroom. But
Yeah.
the thing is, to be honest with you, I don't know if that's the solution.
No, that's not, because
That's not-
another app on your phone is just going to annoy you. That's
Exactly.
another barrier. I think, going up and say, hey, this is what we have. We also have the Hyundai warehouse and wherever the Hyundai warehouse is. If this isn't the exact car you want, we can definitely get you one. Because when I was selling Subarus, I would move tons of manual Subarus that were not on the show floor. And my way of saying is, hey, you know what? I can get you this, but it might take us a few days. And if that's what you really want, let's make it happen. And a lot of salespeople were not doing that. I knew of at least 3 salespeople that would say, I would rather lose a sale than have to deal with the garbage of that. And it's like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's a gross way to go about it.
Yep, but it happens every day.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about DeMuro.
Yeah, I actually, Doug DeMuro, and this is not the part where I'm dropping my F-bomb. I actually
Which
listened.
is going to be a first for MotorCult,
Yeah.
Ryan.
No, I actually listened to him on the Smoking Tire podcast because I love Matt Farah.
Oh yeah. Good dude.
Matt Farah loves cats.
Good dude.
And
I
I was
like Matt Farah.
I was playing Elder Scrolls Online, so I really don't want to go out of it and change videos.
Were you getting teabagged by a 12-year-old like Corey?
No, dude, I was getting wet. It was awesome. But anyway,
I don't know
so
how to respond to that.
no, I ended up listening to the Doug DeMuro interview on the Smoking Tire podcast. It was actually really good.
Yeah, it was. I listened to it too.
And I think Doug DeMuro, as a person, not as a character, I like. Because
Yes.
when
Yes.
yeah, I don't like the YouTube /Doug DeMuro. I like Doug DeMuro.
Yeah, Doug DeMuro as a person actually isn't as cringy. And that's the thing is, previously, I had never experienced Doug DeMuro as a person. I had only experienced him as a character. And it's like, I don't know, I was kind of expecting something kind of like myself when on here and everything. I'm not really making a character. I'm more of a...
You were exactly as you are
Yeah,
in real
basically,
life
yeah.
on MotorCult.
Yeah, I am. And with my writing and everything, I'm more of a caricature of myself in real life. I'm
You are
slightly
a-
more ridiculous
a
than
fair
normally am.
airbrushed artist rendition of yourself.
Yeah, I'm slightly more contrast and stuff, but that's about it. Otherwise, it's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
So now you have not met Doug DeMuro.
No.
No,
And Nick, have you met Doug DeMuro?
No.
Okay, no, I have.
Alex Bellis has.
Yes, he's
They
a-
text
Yes.
at night.
And
Yeah,
yes,
they do.
Alex and Joel Feder. And
I
a whole
think
bunch of other people
Alex
did.
Bellis has a Doug DeMuro body pillow.
Goodness.
And Molly's-
It may actually be Doug DeMuro.
It just might be
The only
Doug.
problem is that Molly has been trying to get rid of that for a while.
I think they're going to move to San Diego
Yeah.
and move in with DeMuro.
Okay.
All is well except a James
I-
May body pillow. So
You see, the one thing is that I have met Doug, and you're absolutely right. Is that in real life, he's very enthusiastic about a lot of things. He loves to see different kind of cars. But if you get to him, he's a real humble person, and he's a really genuine fella. It's just that's what happens is that when we have our a character, a character that we play,
Yeah.
and then you get to meet us in real life, two completely different people.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think people should understand that, you have to separate the character from the real person. And in Doug's case, what you see on YouTube is a character.
Yeah.
But when you get him away from that, he's a really cool dude.
No, he's-
really
he's a-
stand-up
he-
guy.
yeah, and-
a real stand-up guy, and he's very enthusiastic about his work.
I think
and
that
that's
the thing
important.
that I learned about him that actually really changed my perspective is I did not know that he's coming from the outside without having the chance to have any press cars or anything.
Yes.
Like, that's actually really cool the way he went about, kind of kicking in the door, getting into the automotive entertainment. I'm not going to say journalism because it's not. It's just, I'm not an automotive journalist. I'm an entertainer. I mean, I would love to consider myself a journalist, but it's just one of those things where that's like a higher level that I don't really put myself on. But no, he's a very good automotive entertainer, and it's one of those things where usually to do that you have to start out as a journalist, get your foot in the door, and then boom, explode personality.
One topic I would love to have you guys explore, because there's so many people I run into in the social media world and YouTube world, is all of these people that are putting out videos like Tall Guy, like Shmee, like
Donut Media and stuff like that.
well, okay, Donut Media, that's another level. I'm talking about the Shmee 150s. I'm talking about the vehicle versions guy. We're talking about, Tall Guy car reviews. All of these YouTubers, all of these Instagrammers, all these social media stars that are doing, like Saab Kyle. And Saab Kyle is truly, he's getting into the journalist business, and he's a really cool dude. But look at these guys and talk about it on one of your future podcasts, because I'll tell you what, just like Doug DeMuro, if you get them away from their persona, completely different people, you might like them even better when you have a coffee with them or something like that. So
that tall guy car reviews guy, he drives like a total basket of dicks.
I've never watched.
I followed
his
him in
video.
his Jeep Grand Cherokee on the road the other day,
Oh yeah.
and he drives like a total.
That's the thing is, I don't go and explore a lot of reviewers
Yeah.
on YouTube. I have got my handful that I do, but that's just because there's a lot of garbage out there. A lot of just
Right.
what was that one where they were lowering me out and it said just use hockey pucks.
I don't know.
Stuff like that. It's just garbage like
I
that.
create a lot of content, but I watch almost none of it.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. I try to. I'm more of a reader, I guess,
see-
because I don't have time to be sitting on YouTube all day. I usually read stuff.
Well, the funniest thing is that, unlike the both of you, it's like you will find those and you'll follow those specific ones. In me, they find me. It's like, why? Why? I don't do shit. Oops.
That's fine.
Deep.
But yeah, no, I think Doug DeMuro. It's but going back to him, circling back. No, it's most people where I don't like his character as much as I like him as a person. I think that's more reflective on me personally having a more rounded view of what I like in cars, and I like aspects of cars, not cars as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And that will
good.
that will allow me to have that just allows me to look at a car
So you want to show people the quirks and features of a car?
no, not necessarily, but it's one of those things where it's like I'll look at a car and be like, you know what, the E90 Corolla, everybody looks at it like a super cheap car, but the E90 generation Corollas are actually kind of cool cars, and this is why. They have an abundance of really cool aspects to them that make them greater than
Absolutely.
what they look like on paper. So something like that. That's what I appreciate more. And I think that he's more the this one thing ruined the car for me, or I can't get over this one thing. And he'll spend an entire episode talking about the door handles of a Mitsubishi Mirage. It just makes you want to go insane. But no, as a person, I think he's a lot cooler as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
that's the big thing. I wanted to make that big known because a good chunk of this podcast has been me yelling about Doug DeMuro. So there you go.
Things can change in the world, folks.
No worries. I always just have to wait out the tangents. I want
Yes.
to talk about wheels and also General Electric at the same time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it sounds a little weird. So
Huh?
I've been fighting with the powder coater on the factory Murcielago wheels, and they told me that somebody had stripped out the little titanium bolts that hold the face to the barrel. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So we totally can't do anything with these. But then the next day, I saw that HRE was working with General Electric on 3D printing those darn things.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
And now I'm just
I
like,
saw
well,
that.
that's amazing, because in a few short years' time, then you could probably 3D scan the part that's broken,
Yes.
and you could just it's like, can you just send me one of these things real quick, made out of titanium, like the whole thing? And like they have no investment. They don't have to like do any special modeling. They can
Yeah,
they
that's
just have
actually
the
really
equipment.
cool.
So like, I still don't understand how metal 3D printing works at all.
No,
but
not at all.
I mean, that's why they worked with GE. So what they've done is they've created a world first 3D printed titanium wheel, and it looks like it's got a carbon fiber barrel. So I really don't know how this works.
Can we stop for a second?
Sure.
Real life, you buy that wheel.
Yeah.
You are washing your car and you now have to clean it.
You are gonna cut your hand so badly. You're just gonna bleed out washing your first wheel.
Yeah, those wheels are gonna always look awful on every single car because nobody's ever gonna be able to wash it. Like you'll have a power washer, and then every single face will find a way to spray like degreaser right into your eyes.
Yep.
It'll just be awful.
Yeah, so anyone watching the Twitch or YouTube version, it looks like somebody just mounted a whole bunch of knives together.
It looks like a wheel
pattern.
made out of an erector set.
Or like a really edgy snowflake made out of sharpened knives. And like
Basically,
used
yeah.
medical needles.
I think the Sonac stuff would clean that.
It probably would.
I think it looks like the scaffolding side of a building being remodeled.
Yeah, but like a skyscraper. It's like scaffolding at a distance.
Yeah, it does.
But anyway, the technology.
It looks yes. The
technology's
technology is
amazing.
there. It's
So,
very cool. I like that.
That's pretty neat. I'm pretty sure the barrel's carbon fiber and the face is 3D printed titanium, but even still, that's incredible. So I'm guessing this wheel is probably like 30 grand or something like that.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's
Per
stupid,
wheel.
But yeah, well, yeah, of course.
And it's also HRE, so
But like
that's entirely possible.
3D printing is super rad, and now that metal is like super easy to 3D print, apparently, I'm looking forward to the time I can just buy one of these stupid things, put it on my desk, and start making
A
stuff.
lot of times they just shoot like a laser at like titanium powder,
Oh,
and somehow this makes it.
Oh, it just superheats the
Yeah,
powder?
it sticks
Okay.
together, and they can do all sorts of precision, crazy crap like that.
Cool. So I can, instead of having to search eBay for 500 years, I can finally find a 15 by 8 Mugen MR5 wheel for my Civic. I'm
Yes.
so excited. I can just make it.
You just buy like a 15 by 3 or whatever the original size was, 3D scan it, and then just go boop,
Yeah, exactly.
like 8 now.
I just need one 15-inch Mugen MR5 face.
Yep.
And then I can make everything around that.
Exactly.
I'm so excited.
I, for one, welcome our future 3D printing wheel overlords.
Me too. I can also make it out of wood now.
You know, what weighs the same as a duck?
Yes. All right. So I want to talk about, you have your awards for Vody. And not to trample on your toes or anything, but MotorCult is doing one as well.
Ouch, ouch, I hurt.
I know, right?
Ouch, I'm a for hurt.
Yes.
I can't even spit out a sentence.
Yeah,
I'm so hurt.
He's terribly hurt. Our MotorCult awards will be called the Modies.
Excellent. I approve.
Not only named after Burger's cat, but also kind of sounds like
MotorCult Modies.
MotorCult Modi. It makes sense. It sounds
does.
good. So our categories, of course, being MotorCult, they're not going to be your standard, hey, this is the best. This is the best of all time. Ours are going to be much more nuanced here.
Yeah, they're going to be a little more tangential.
So you have your standard best compact, subcompact, mid-size, full-size, wagon, coupe, convertible hatch, all that stuff.
Country of origin stuff.
Yeah. Country of origin. But I have some special ones that MotorCult viewers and listeners will be expecting, such as the blandest crossover category. There is no best. There is only the blandest, because if you make a good crossover, nobody's going to buy it because it's not going to matter.
Did you just say good crossover?
Yes.
What?
That's a heck of an oxymoron.
That's why they don't make any good crossovers, because you can't have a crossover and then also be good. They're mutually exclusive. Or if you do manage to find a way to make that work,
Possible.
nobody will buy it.
Exactly.
Then we're also going to have the biggest comeback, because we've had a lot of changes this year with manufacturers, and see who's really had the biggest change.
I think we've had a couple of candidates in this show alone.
Yeah, exactly. We will also have the biggest fall from grace, too, because that is... We've had a couple of massive falls from
We've
grace
talked
in
about all of these.
2018,
Yeah.
yes.
We'll reiterate soon.
We are going to have the best and worst marketing decisions of 2018.
I'm loving this already.
It's going to be a good one. And then we're also going to have the biggest legal clusterfuck of the year.
I'll give you guys like 2 guesses on this one. It should be pretty obvious which one we're gonna end up on.
There are 2 of them. And then the Why is this car not available in America award? The award for cars that you want to see
love
available in
this.
America. Not necessarily will sell well, but something you want for your own personal devices.
And we're
to
also
purchase.
not limiting this to vehicles released or revised in the calendar year.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably make a separate one for that. Now I've been thinking it over this morning. But I mean, I think there is the ones that you want to import the most that you can't, and then the actual why is this not available in America? Things that are sold in other countries, they're like, I want this. Something like an Up GTI.
Well, I'm treating like cars that are currently on sale.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. That's what I meant. Yes.
Yep.
And then there is the A Car for Mom award.
I love it.
The Fiat Panda Mammy.
No, the Car for
Remember
Mom
that one?
award
Oh
is
my God.
The best car for somebody that can't be bothered with maintenance, that will also complain about the cost of said maintenance, but you also have to drive it because it's your mother and you have to drive her around sometimes in her car. So what does she buy? Award. And then, of course,
It's worth mentioning we've already picked our picks.
yes, those ones are me and Burger only. We're going to have to fight amongst ourselves for this one.
My mom is way better at car maintenance than I am, though.
Well, that's the thing. It's maybe not your mother, maybe your aunt or something.
What?
For a family member? It's a car. Basically, what that is that's what is the best car that you can get that is a reasonable car. And I said complaining about maintenance costs just to exclude BMW, basically, because I know Burger would say BMW.
No, I wouldn't, and I didn't.
I know you
It
didn't.
wasn't even on my short list because I didn't even read that whole prompt because it was way too long.
Yeah, it was a really long prompt.
No, I picture like people buying like Cayenne S T2s.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Oh my goodness, why is it $190 for an oil change? What is the CCV?
You bought a bloody Porsche.
yeah,
You
exactly.
bought a Touareg with an even unreliablerist engine in it.
Yeah, exactly.
What did you expect?
I don't know. My mom's got a BMW, and they replaced the whole engine for free. So
Probably an N20 or an N62.
it was an N20.
So
Wow.
there is specifically no automatic transmission of the year award because automatic transmissions are terrible and you should not have one.
You're not allowed to have a, yes.
Also, every car that is on this list, with a handful of exceptions, are available with a manual. And then the existence award. Cars that really, I think we really just need to note that this car exists.
It's basically the Spirit Award and the Special Olympics.
Yeah, this is the car that, despite what every other marketing, engineering, and bean counter said, this car really shouldn't exist, and we're not going to make it. But somehow there was a company out there that got this car through without enough people saying no.
Into the United States.
Yeah,
Exactly.
into the United States. Like it's a fantastic event that this vehicle has been produced. So
I for one look forward to the Modis.
yes,
I too. This should be fun.
yeah, we will have some of these available for public vote. A couple of these will be just for.
It's worth mentioning that
Burger
the
and
public
I-
vote does not control the actual outcome.
That is true. That controls if we're in a tie,
Right.
And we cannot come to agreement. That's
Are you guys
very
going to
true.
send physical trophies? Because
Yes, they're going
Yeah,
to be
I
Goodwill.
actually-
they're
they're-
going to be Goodwill bowling trophies that we put new tags on.
yeah, because I think the odds of them putting them somewhere like prestigious are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I will
Yeah,
absolutely
Yeah,
send.
no, we're
OEMs
planning on
physical
going to
trophies.
the Midway
Yeah.
Goodwill and buying used bowling trophies. and putting
wonderful.
new plaques on them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, there will be physical trophies that will be given to the OEMs for this. I might have to do it anonymously. So
I'm
I
May have to get a whole bunch of golden cocks too.
Yep. Well, that's going to be the existence award. Just you wait.
Yeah, no, that one I think I really want. I'm pulling so hard for Mitsubishi to win the Existence Award, just for really any one of their products could totally.
So are they.
What?
They're pulling to win the existence award every year.
They need an award of some sort.
Fred Diaz needs awards.
One of the things with Mitsubishi, the Existence Award, is that like I honestly think of all the OEMs, they would be the most appreciative of that award. But yes, so that will be coming up. We will have this finished up by December.
we're planning to do it on the last episode of 2018.
Yes,
and
that will
following
be
years.
the last episode of 2018. We will be giving the awards ceremony, like the second episode that we do, the last episode of
the
2018.
Wednesday, yep.
Yeah, the Wednesday episode of 2018. We will be doing this award ceremony. And it's to be a really good time, and a lot of people are going to be really happy about it. In hindsight, I think that the worst marketing decision award will not be sent out to OEMs. We'll just state that on air. I feel like that's some bad PR that you don't want sitting in your
limited
mantle.
shipping budget.
Yeah.
So wait on a second. I will get the email from somebody saying, Randy, do you know an Erik Berger or Ryan Snetsky?
No, just say no.
Exactly. I deny your existence, folks.
I will have to use my alternate ego on the internet that I use for commenting.
I
on
was
things.
noticing that
Shaco time badass.
No, Chet Manley.
you also have like a Kyle something or other.
Kyle Katarn.
Yeah, that's the Google doc that you shared with me for the Modis. I'm like, what the heck is this? Anyway, that's enough time spent on that. Look for it at the end of December and, of course, the following years.
All right.
I want to talk about EAG.
Okay.
Do you guys know who they are?
Yeah, isn't that BMW dealership that sells like mostly like all the manuals?
Yeah. So these guys, they'll search out the lowest mileage, rarest BMWs, and then flip them for immense profit.
Good.
But they also have extremely good taste. Normally, these guys just buy and sell one car at a time. They'll trade. Like, they'll get a lot of return customers coming back. Like, I'm just bored with this thing. Let's trade up for another car. They, about a week ago, posted that they were going to sell a lot of vehicles for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Which is a little weird. And then you click on the story, and it says it's $2.3 million worth of cars. I'm like, oh, squeeze me? Baby powder?
I saw that list. And
Yeah,
it was
so I started
phenomenal.
reading this. I'm like, I own all of these cars, and then I get halfway through the list. I'm like, ooh, I can't afford that. So what this is, it's a greatest hits of BMW list. So it's got things like my 1 Series M. It's got an E39
It is literally
M5.
a greatest hits.
It is. It's got an E46 M3, E30 M3, but it's also got like things like a Z8. It's got an S54 M Coupe. It's got an E36 M3 lightweight. It's got a Z1, which isn't an M car. It's a little bit weird. I think they were just reaching a little bit
Why
there.
did you skip over the exclusive E92 Lime Rock edition?
Because that car is stupid and it has too few doors.
And in a lack of any real upgrades whatsoever.
Yeah, they painted it orange and put a spoiler on the back.
Yeah.
Ooh. That one I think is stupid, but the rest of these decisions are really good. The E28 M5, there is an M1 in there.
Yes, I saw it. As I say that.
Which is where most of the value comes from.
Yeah. Well, actually, the thing is, this is a greatest hits of M, but this could be very close to being a greatest hits of all BMWs. All they really need is a 507 and like a 2002 Tii.
But neither of those are M cars, which is what
Well,
I have
that's
a
what I'm
problem
saying. Like,
with the Z1.
it's got like basically two cars away from being the greatest hits of all BMWs, and like a 3.0 CSL. Like,
Yeah,
those are the
an
cars
E9 needs to be in there for sure.
Those are the only, those three cars you would have the best.
And that Lime
BMWs.
Rock needs to be replaced with a facelift 4-door E90 M3 manual non-iDrive with extended leather, because that is a way more special E90 chassis M3 than that is.
Yep, I agree. And actually, it's very hard for me to say that sedan is better than a coupe.
It is.
But,
it's more rigid. It's
well,
better looking.
that's,
It's cheaper. It's lighter.
No, it's like the G35 in that aspect.
Oh,
where
for sure.
The G35 sedan, hands down in every way, is better than the 350Z in a fat suit coupe. So,
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's
Otherwise, just get the 350Z. Like, why would you?
Yeah, why would you even?
Right.
Like,
like get a G35 6-speed or get a 350Z.
well, actually, the reason is the G35 coupe is a 2+2. The 350Z is just a 2-seater.
Yeah.
So like they have a 2-seater 2+2 in the sedan. It's just like, I don't know. I like the idea of a 2+2.
Yeah.
But the G35 coupe doesn't do it for me at all.
How is it actually useful at all? Like the new Camaros are just. It might,
No,
it
they're
might as well
actually
not have a back seat.
No, they're actual
And the
real back
greenhouse
seats.
is
I've
just-
been in the back of
Okay.
it. They're reasonably. They're no worse than like a 190E. You know. Mm-hmm.
That's true.
190E. It's a little bit harder to get. It's a little bit harder to get into, but since it's a 2-door, it's a lot more acceptable.
Sure.
Than a 190E, where it's a 4-door. It's still just as cramped as being in the back seat of a G35 coupe.
That's a fair comparison, even though I'm a little bit perturbed by it.
But anyway, so
But anyway, yeah. So I have half of that list. I think the best half, but also the half that I can afford. Other than that, if you have $2.3 million, just go ahead and buy it.
you know, it's funny because I've owned half of the best Toyotas,
Yeah.
and it's the best half.
Yeah.
It's also the half that I can afford.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
I've
like
not-
we're on the same page, but in a
Yeah,
completely
it's
different
weird.
part of the world.
It's like I've not owned a Mark IV Supra. I've not owned a Lexus LSA or LSR or whatever it was.
LFA?
LFA. There we go. Thank you.
LFA.
The LFA. I've also not owned a Toyota Century.
Oh, those are so cool.
But those are also the weird ones I can't afford,
know.
which are just, of course, worse than the ones that are way more affordable.
I will give you one. I'll give you one advantage that you'll have. You'll be able to fit in an LFA.
Well, yeah, but I can also fit in all the cars I've owned.
Yes.
Of course, to me, fitting in a car, if I'm touching the door and the center console and I can unlock the passenger door without having to really reach,
Just
like,
means you're overly successful.
no, that's a perfect size car for me. Anything larger than that's just wasteful. Also, I do want to talk about one more thing before we're done here.
Sure.
It's kind of bummer news.
Oh, I know what you're talking.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Jed from
Brainerd.
From Brainerd. Yeah, we have a kind of a little article on the MotorCult blog about him. But yeah, Jed the owner from BIR, he passed away this week. Unfortunate
Very sad.
swimming accident.
I don't know if it was swimming, but he
Boating
went
or
for a swim.
boating.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
ejected from a boat off the coast of Fort Myers and never resurfaced. Well, he did resurface, but
He
he
just
resurfaced
resurfaced the
dead
next morning,
a
yeah.
while later.
Well, that's it's a really big bummer. Jed was a really great guy. He was
Not often does somebody that wealthy and connected stay that cool.
yeah. That's the thing is he was really responsible for putting a lot of the grassroots
The
Minnesota
culture
car
of BIR right now.
Yeah,
is
like
Jed.
stuff like Proving Grounds and Wednesday Night Street Drags and like stuff like Chump Car coming
Jump
through.
car. Yeah.
Yeah, like stuff like that coming through. You know, that happened all under Jed's tenure, and he's gonna be really missed. And that's a lot. I know a lot of people, if it was not for those three events, would not be able to expand their horizons
I wouldn't have started racing.
if it wasn't for yeah.
I mean, going 3 hours away from my house and doing that for the first time was intimidating enough.
no,
If
yeah.
I have to go to some foreign place, like another state, and try to do it,
Yeah.
I may have not bothered in the first place.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, for me, you know, that was, you know, be able to go to Proving Grounds, to be able to, you know, go do autocross and road course and all that stuff. That really let me expand my horizons outside of, you know, 40 poles with all the street racers and
Yeah,
Mexico, Minnesota.
in Mexico, Minnesota, and playing Forza. You know,
I just hope that the culture of the track doesn't change. I'm sure everything important is already booked and on the docket for 2019, but 2020 and forward, I really hope that it stays the same.
I believe his wife. as
She's really into it.
She's into it, and she's keeping control. I think.
His
I
dad,
think,
too.
I
Yeah.
think that Christy's gonna be a really good owner of BIR. I think she'll continue Jed's legacy, and I don't think anything's gonna change. It's just kind of a bummer.
I mean,
about that.
thankfully, it has been a family affair. Jed's been kind of the figurehead, but
Yeah, I mean, it was co-owned with his dad and Jed, so I mean,
So
logistically, I don't think it'll change too much in the foreseeable future, but still, moving forward, it sucks.
So tonight, I know we're not. I know that somebody will be listening to this much later, but tonight they're having a vigil up at the track.
Oh, on Saturday?
Yep.
Yeah, if you're watching live, get in your car right now.
Yep, because
go up to Brainerd.
they'll open up the gates at 3. They'll be lighting the first candle at dusk. Dress warm because it's going to be cold up there. But my heart goes out to the Copham family. We did do a little post on VNR on that because the fact is that BIR, for us in Minnesota, that's our playground. That is the place that, for us, and yes, DCTC on occasion, but if you want a proper track, and I mean a proper track that has 3 configurations, on top of all that, and also a track that does challenge the motorsports enthusiasts to really try to understand how to really tackle the larger tracks. This is our playground, and for Jed and his family, for having that for us, for whether it's enthusiasts, journalists, or even day in day out car fans, Jed has been the lightning rod, and he's definitely going to be missed. So again, I also want to put my hearts out to like Gary and the rest of the staff at BIR who's worked with Jed to make sure that track is on point for every little event that's up there.
Yes.
And especially this year, especially with 1320 coming out for the first time to Power Cruise.
Yeah.
We've got some huge nationwide notoriety now.
Power Cruise and Proving Grounds.
They came to both?
They were at Proving Grounds.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Maybe it was... No, they
Yeah,
were at both
they
then.
were,
They were
yeah.
definitely at Power Cruise.
Yeah, for non-Minnesota people, I think it's important to have the Power Cruise only comes to BIR.
They come from Australia to BIR.
Yeah, it's true.
That's a big deal.
Well, I think another thing, too, that we have to put into perspective for listeners from places like SoCal and stuff like that, where you have, or just California as a whole, you have an abundance of tracks. Here, we have BIR.
And all the tasty goodness goes into that one track.
Yeah, we have BIR. And I can't think of any other track, maybe Sonoma, but like a track that has, as equal quality of a drag strip as it does a road course. And then at the same time, at something like Proving Grounds, you can also run autocross at the same time. That's pretty huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can do all of those at the same time. And, to a lesser extent, I mean, you could drive down to Road America, but like that's like more than twice as far.
It's way more
It's a
intimidating.
way better track,
yeah,
but
but
it's not
it's-
where you want to start,
It's not good.
and it is really far away. So the barrier to entry, especially if you don't have a truck and a trailer and at least ability to support your own track car, you're going to Brainerd.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
Because you can AAA Gold it from Brainerd home.
Yes, you
you can't
can.
do that from
that is true. That's a big deal. You also
Or plus,
have
whatever it
yeah.
is.
You can also go to MA Performance and you can feasibly drive from BIR to MA Performance and back in one day.
Easily.
If it's a Friday and something breaks at the track, you can run down there and grab your part.
Yeah, that's probably a 6-hour round trip, but still.
It's a long trip. It'll be a long day, but that's gonna keep you from
It happens every time there's an event.
yeah. Oh,
People shuttling to the cities to get
Yep.
parts.
I remember back when we worked at MA Performance, there'd be our parts truck. We'd just have a handful of parts that were people always were getting. So gaskets and V-band clamps and stuff like that. We'd always have them in the truck, and they'd order online. And yeah, when I was working on Friday, I'd just be like, just go to the truck. It's over by the condo, so I'll have the part.
Right.
Show them your purchase order number, and they'll give it to you.
Yeah, I used to do that with BMW parts, like clutches and water pumps and things like that.
Oh yeah, exactly. But anyway, I think that'd be a good place to leave off on the episode. Your house neighbor story, I think we should leave until
We can do that in the next one. when
Yes,
it's
because
fast.
not only that's going to be
It needs a little more time.
hilarious story. So
That's just fine. Yep. so-
Randy, thank you very much for coming on, and
Appreciate it. I appreciate you
everybody.
guys.
Remember to vote for Voti 18.
VOTY. Yep.
Yeah.
So randystern.net. Click on the story and vote at the bottom of that link.
Yes.
And there will also be additional posts throughout the 2 weeks before we close the polls on the 27th. And be ready to find out who Voti 18 is going to be.
It's going to be the Mazda
on-
6.
Yeah, it's going to be Mazda 6. We're going to make sure we stack that.
Yep.
Also,
on the 28th. I need to finish my sentences.
sorry.
You need to finish? What?
I thought you were done. Are you done?
Are we done?
No. I got one more thing I got to add.
Go.
Oh, okay. Anyway, if you are a fan of MotorCult, please give to our Patreon. That helps us keep the doors open here, keeps us from getting good guests.
At
pays
this
for our
point, it
beer.
helps us just keep the beer flowing.
Yeah, keeps the podcast going at all.
And I'll have more to talk about on Wednesday. We will be slightly revising the schedule and giving our higher end patrons a
Yes.
little bit more. So
Yep. So, but anyway, thank you very much, and a special thank you to our Patreon subscribers. Be sure to, if you're watching us on YouTube, like it, whatever you can do on Twitch. I don't know what you do on Twitch.
give us a sub on Twitch,
Yep,
YouTube,
yep.
subscribe, hit the little notification button. Just give us a like, a comment, anything. The
Follow-
more active you are, the better it is for us, even if you don't give us
Follow
anything
us on
Patreon, so.
Facebook and yeah, all that.
Cool.
All right.
And
well,
of course, share it with your friends.
yeah, share it with your friends. Of course, that's the biggest deal. Is tell other people, so I can publicly embarrass myself on a larger scale.
And we all like that. So
Exactly.
we'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Thank you. See ya. Bye bye.
Bye.